Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. Now, I wanted to make this video just to give you my perspective, which tends to be a little different than most people, because I know there's a lot of fear out there right now and a lot of uncertainty for sure, and I don't want anyone to get wrecked if they haven't already. Hopefully, you guys didn't get caught up in the FTX exchange. I hope you didn't have your money there. I feel for you guys. I really do if you did, because no one saw that coming as far as I know. Anyway, let's get into it. Well, we know that FTX has a liquidity problem, and BNB was going to step in and basically bail them out, buy them, which would have been a win-win realistically, and it would have been really good for BNB to grow their ecosystem. However, once BNB looked at the books, they started to understand that some things weren't right. Now, I'm not going to get into the drama and the hearsay that's going on in the crypto market, but I'm pretty sure there are some stuff that went on between Sam, the exchange, and Almeda Research. And that's why, for instance, that they have been giving Sam credit for bailing out a lot of the crypto projects. Well, I believe, and this is hearsay, that a lot of the reason was he was basically bailing out himself because he was knee deep in those projects. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it kind of brings me to the thought about TRON right now stepping in there. I know TRON has a big position from my understanding of FTX, and that might be why they are looking to help bail them out. Now, my thoughts are it might be the same scenario as with FTX. They might be bailing them out because they are on the hook and they're in financial trouble as well. I have no idea if that's correct, but either way, it doesn't make sense for me, for TRON to step in and get involved with FTX. Now, I don't know how that's all going to be structured, but I do know that you have to think that Sam and FTX has a lot of litigation coming and a spotlight from the SEC, and all the regulators around the world are probably going to get involved with FTX. So I would want to distance myself if I was TRON. That's just me. But let's take a look at the charts, and I want to talk about Solana. Is it time to buy? Because they have a big, issue going on right now as well. Now, when you look at the chart for FTX, that's what you see. It's showing zero, but it also says it's been shut down and halted trading because of liquidity. But my thoughts on that is, no matter how this turns out, guys, would you ever want to put your money on that exchange? No matter how this turns out, even if everyone gets their money back tomorrow morning, people are going to just empty their account, transfer their account out, and not go back. I couldn't imagine them making it. Now, that being said, the ecosystem and the setup and the business side could maybe merge, maybe change the name or something like that and start totally over, but use the infrastructure. That would make sense. But the problem with it is, if he goes bankruptcy or what, has to file bankruptcy and all that, by the time the dust settles and they get everything back together, the pieces are gone for whatever that's worth. So, I think FTX is gone no matter what. If it's not tomorrow morning, it'll be next week or the week after. But I don't see them pulling this out, no matter what they got up their sleeve or what TRON's willing to do for them. Now, let's look at TRON, because TRON, pretty interesting looking chart. Now, this is a 1 week chart. Now, I don't know what this movement right here was, but that's a pretty good movement. Maybe they knew something, and I don't know. I don't know what that would be, because there's no reason to get a spike like that yesterday afternoon, as far as I'm concerned. But now this tells you we don't agree with you getting involved. I mean, really, I mean, it's hard to say because everything's going down right now. But here's my thoughts. If TRON gets involved and they happen to rally at all in the next week or two, I'm probably going to start to look at that short, and I'll make a video at the time if I do. But I don't see any positive that TRON could step into this and rally from here in the next couple of weeks. So if it does, I'm going to look to short it for whatever that's worth. I would short FTX. I don't mean to be a bully or anything, but I'm more concerned about owning the token, getting in and out. So that's the only reason I'm not going to short it. But if it was a stock, I'd be short. Now, here's the crazy thing. Solana has a lot of issues going on. Now, yes, it's been beat down, and it's at what, under $18 right now. Some people are calling for single digits. Now, I have a pretty good bag of Solana, just to be full disclosure, and I've been stacking all the way down. Now, here's my thought process. I started stacking like at 100. So if it's going to get to $10, and I think it's solvent, I'm going to keep stacking for the most part, because as far as I'm concerned, as long as everything is there, the developers stay there, and they have the money to keep that ecosystem alive, and no one starts to migrate off of their, ecosystem, I think it's a buy. And it may not be the Solana of old come the next bull market. I don't know, because obviously FTX and Almeda research was a big deal in pumping that token for whatever that's worth. So if they're going away, who knows how much power they had behind that token. But that being said, my thoughts are I'm already knee deep in it when I'm dollar cost averaging from 100. So if I can keep dollar cost averaging in, and it gets back to just where I started at, it was a pretty good trade. It wasn't great, but it'd be better than pretty much any stock trade you'd be in, for whatever that's worth. Now, the thing about it is right now, I mean, part of me wants to short it because they have, it's like, I've heard three different numbers. I heard 800,000, 900, or 800 million, 900 million, and a billion tokens about to hit the market, but they halted it. But they didn't say how long, or I haven't got that information. When are they going to release that supply? It's because it was supposed to happen, I think, sometime around right now or tonight, but that has been halted. But was it halted for a day, a week, a month? I mean, when? So that's going to add a lot of pressure into the market. So I tell you, I hate to say it, but it probably looks like to me Solana's going to go lower. But it's rallied today, so off the news that they weren't going to dump on the supply. But we don't know how much of Alameda or FTX has already liquidated. And we pretty much know for sure, or at least it's an educated guess, they're going to have to liquidate. Now, I could be wrong on that, but either way, guys, this is really, really risky play. I don't know why anyone would want to jump into these markets unless you just have a high risk tolerance in your board and you want to play. That being said, let's talk about the big picture from here on out, at least the rest of the year. As far as I'm concerned, no matter what, any token that pumps for, say, 3-4 days, I'm going to look to short it, because nothing is going to sustain a rally. We may get some, bounces off the bottom, some bear pumps, but there's nothing out there, no reason for anything to pump and maintain a pump. And every day that it pumps, and you say you're looking at it, if it gets into 5 days, a week, 10 days, man, I'm not saying that's a sure thing, but anything that can pump for, say, 10 days right now, I'd be looking to short. I did a quant video a couple weeks ago. I love quant. I love the tokenomics. I think it is a great long-term stack, but it rallied, for about 10 days, 2 weeks. And I told everyone, stay out of it or short it. Dogecoin, I did a video like 6 days ago, and guys, I did it at the absolute peak, and I'm not bragging, but I told everyone, look, this is just really positive news in a bear market. Guys, we are not only in a bear market, we are in a recession. Parts of the world, whether they know it or not, are already in a depression. And we have done so much damage to our economy and to the global economy. There's no soft landing. Don't let anyone kid you guys. We have already done the damage. We have pumped the interest rates up in a recession faster than like almost any time, if not any time in history. We're losing jobs hand over fist. Everything is going to start to crash. You know, once these jobs get lost, people's people can't refinance their homes equity starts to drop. Guys, we got a lot of pain coming. Now, I've been saying for a while that the bottom is in until something breaks. Now, yes, you could say something broke, you know, with FTX. However, guys, what I'm talking about is something breaks in the global economy or in the American economy, like, you know, a bank goes under, or big corporation, or a country gets insolvent, something like that, a war. I don't know what could be next, but guys, something is going to break before Biden gets out of office. There's no stopping it. Even if the Fed, in my opinion, pivots right now, he's just delaying the process. And they may be able to delay it for a long time. However, guys, we've got to pay for the craziness we've done since COVID. I wish I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that being said, for me, anything that pumps, I'm looking to short it or just stay out of it. Now, I do have my handful of tokens that I'm going to continue to stack, and I highly recommend people dollar cost averaging in maybe throughout this recession. My educated guess is, now the Fed could pivot at any time, and once they cut that printer on, I'm all in. Everyone should be all in, not financial advice. But that being said, my thoughts are the Fed's not going to cut on that printer till something breaks. Something's probably going to break about this time next year, maybe a couple months before, say midsummer. But I really believe something's going to break before Biden gets out of office. And I believe, if I had to guess, my educated guess was, we're not going to turn this economy around until the next election. Probably add 3, 4, 5 months to the timeline after the election to give them some time, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. Now, some people say we might be going in 5 years, 10 years. That's not going to happen, guys, because we do have some people that know how to run the country and the world, and they hopefully will be in office in 2 years. So, in my opinion, within 2.5 years, no matter where we start from, this economy is going to turn around. And once all this stuff gets in together, regulation for the banks and for Wall Street and crypto in general, and compliance, so everyone knows what they can do. And Wall Street, guys, I'm telling you, I research every day. Wall Street is just putting every single piece of the puzzle together to explode. It's going to be mind-blowing how crypto turns around whenever that is. But here's what I think is going to happen. The average person is going to miss it. Guys, I want to encourage everyone to think long and hard about not getting out of crypto during this recession. If you want to stack that money to the side, that might be smart, but keep educating yourself. Keep looking for, you know, the good utility tokens. Keep following it so that you don't miss it. Because, guys, I think, I could be wrong, but Wall Street and the banks and the, you know, all the governments, they're wanting to just take 100% of control of crypto and blockchain and everything that's coming down the pipe. So when it crashes, when the global economy crashes, and we have the banking reset, we have all this all probably going to hit at one time. Well, a lot of people aren't going to have any money left. Well, who's going to have money left? Wall Street. And they're going to step in, and when they do, it's not going to be like a whale that's worth, $50 million or maybe even a billionaire. We're talking about hedge funds where they're slapping in, 5 billion at a time. It's going to absolutely explode. I truly believe that. And guys, I believe that this is the best time in history for the majority of people to make life-changing gains financially in investing. Never seen anything like it, and I want to highly encourage everyone watching this, just pay attention. Don't get out of the game. Don't get yourself wrecked. Just keep learning, keep educating, keep watching this channel, and it's going to be good, guys, because I'm telling you, whenever something breaks, and I hope it does break, I really do. I know that sounds bad, but if it doesn't break, we're just kicking the can down the road. We need to cleanse, not just crypto, but everything. Real estate, cars have doubled. Used cars are as much as a new car, first time in history. We need a cleansing. And then once that cleansing happens, guys, I truly believe we are going to see the biggest, longest, baddest run in history. It's going to be explosive. Everything that like Web 2 produced, Web 1 and 2, Web 3 is 100x that, and it is going to get here faster. It's already here, guys. If we had regulation, I truly believe we would be, 5x down the road with what everything would be built out on and what crypto would be like. And we definitely wouldn't be looking at $15,000 Bitcoin. Now, that being said, one last thing. Guys, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I love Bitcoin, and I think it is a great place for everyone to be in, no matter what. But that being said, one club, I think everyone, especially average people, would like to be in, and that is a whole coiner club. Because in 5 years, definitely 10 years, when you're at a cocktail party and Bitcoin's at, 500,000, $1 million, who knows? And you're a whole coiner, and hopefully you're doing what Michael Saylor says, and you are never going to sell it, and you're going to borrow against it. You'll be the talk of that cocktail party. So that's a club everyone should be in. Not financial advice, but guys, anyone that starts their portfolio off, if you can get there, get you one whole Bitcoin, preferably 3, 4, 5, or 10. But if you could get one, I really believe it'd be a great foundation to change every average person's life. Now, yes, there's going to be some altcoins that 100x what Bitcoin does, but guys, we know that that's more risky. And if Bitcoin doesn't take off, those aren't either. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I didn't mean to get on a rant, but guys, these are good times. I know it's crazy. I feel for you. I really feel for Sam too. I didn't like some of his politics, and I didn't like the way some of his thoughts about pushing crypto forward, but I don't like to see anybody get wrecked. I don't like to have bad karma, and I really care about the crypto community. Guys, I want us all to win. So, that being said, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification so you don't miss anything. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Are y'all stacking? Y'all buying Solana? Are y'all going to just get out? What's going through you guys' head? Anyway, remember this too, guys, and I'll try to get off my rant. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And in times like this, most people are terrified. Well, you want to sell into the FOMO and buy into the fear and the FUD. And that's what we're having right now. So anyone that really wants to consider dollar cost averaging into their favorite projects that have real world utility and a future, probably not a bad idea. Again, not financial advice. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Hit that like button and come back. Take care.